Hello, welcome. I've designed these classes, the series of classes, to help with the monkey mind that we can feel in our practice. For those of you who struggle to move into the stillness and the quiet of the practice, I'd like to offer these classes as different tools in order to release unnecessary things in the practice. So to focus more on the present and the breath and the body in the practice. So these classes are quite gentle, but I wanted to move into some subtleties of the practice, some different breathing techniques and visualizations and places to place our eyes and some movement in the body, just to bring everything a little bit more inward so that we can move into that space with a little bit more ease and with a few different tools. Maybe one day one thing isn't working, but there's more than one way to access the inner quiet of the practice. So that is what I would like to offer. And today we don't need any props. Your yoga mat or a blanket, it's a pretty gentle practice, so we'll begin lying down on our backs. Lying down into a Shavasana shape, bringing your feet hip width apart or even a little bit wider, letting your toes fall out to the sides, moving your arms away from the midline, maybe like 45 degrees from the body with your palms turned open. Adjusting your head so that your forehead is a little bit higher than your chin. Take a breath into your nose, out through the mouth. Close your mouth. Begin to breathe in and out through your nose, allowing for your body to relax here. Draw a line from the tip of your nose, from like the bridge of your nose, to the back of your head. And notice where your head is touching the floor. Notice the right side and the left side, and notice if you feel any differences between the right and left side of your head. And then notice the arch of your neck, where it begins and where it ends. Become aware of your right shoulder blade and your left shoulder blade, noticing if one side feels more lifted than the other, or if you feel like there's different weight distributed between the two. Notice your shoulders and both of your arms, scanning down your arms, and noticing if one arm feels heavier than the other, if the arches in your wrists, one side is higher than the other. Notice the weight of the back of your hands. Become aware of your ribs, the arch in your back, where it begins and where it ends. The sacrum, the tailbone, both of your hips and glutes. Noticing if your left side or right side feels more lifted or tilted. And scan down your legs, noticing your thighs, the space space between the legs, the space behind your knees, the weight of each of your calves, your right heel and your left heel, and both of your feet, and all 10 toes. And notice if one foot feels more turned out than the other. And we're not using this body scan to judge the body, we're simply noticing subtle differences between our sides and becoming aware. Relax the front side of your body into the back side of your body. Relax all of the muscles in your face and keep them relaxed for the rest of your practice. Take one more breath. And then slowly bring your knees in towards your chest. Both of your knees into the chest. You can hug behind your knees, or even better, place your hands on top of your knees and move around in some gentle circles. Using your hands to gently pull your legs in towards you and push them away from you, and explore all this space in the low back and the tops of your glutes, a little massage, and move in the opposite direction, pulling your knees in, pushing them away from you, feeling this gentle massage in the back, in the butt. And then we'll bring the knees into your chest and bring the head off the mat, squeezing the knees in. And we're going to meet seated. So you can roll to one side, or you can rock yourself upright to seated. And I said we didn't need any props, but if you'd like to bring something underneath your hips, you can. Relax your shoulders, close the eyes again, and notice the body on this plane. You were just lying down, so notice your body seated. And the next breath in, breathe in through your mouth like you're making the sound ah. And then close your lips and breathe out your nose. Breathe in through your mouth like a breathy breath in. Close your lips, breathe out the nose. Hear your breath, breathe in through your mouth. Pull the breath into the back of the throat, exhale out your nose. Breathe in through your nose. And breathe out your mouth like you're saying ha. And do that 2 more times. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out your mouth. Again. Hearing your breath. And we're going to do 3 more breaths, but now only through the nose. But try to create that same sound. Create the breathy breath in and the breathy audible breath out. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your nose. Hear that kind of AH sound as you breathe in, and the HA sound as you breathe out. And do 1 more. Continue with that breath. Hearing your breath, connecting your mind to your breath. Anytime that you feel distracted in the practice, come back to the audible sound of your inhale and your exhale. Start to lean to the right. Lift your left hip off the floor. And then rock through the center and lean over to the left. Lift your right hip. And do that a couple times. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Really slow rocking from side to side with your breath. So come into the middle for a moment. We're making this kind of like rocking motion with the hips from side to side, lifting one hip and then rocking over to the other side, lifting the opposite hip. We're going to do the same thing with our head. We're going to like imagine that they're moving together. When you lean over to the left, lift your left ear up towards the ceiling. And as you rock through the center, the chin and the tailbone touch down at the same time. And then lean over to the right and lift your right ear. And do that a couple of times, like you're rocking in a boat. Lean over to the left, lift your left ear, slowly controlled. Rock through the center, rock over to the right and lift your right ear. And do that a couple more times. You can have your eyes closed and notice how they're rocking together. Over to the right and over to the left. And do that 2 more times. And instead of abruptly stopping this movement, after this second round, start to slow down the movement. So instead of lifting your hips, you're going to bring the weight over just a little bit less to each side and rock your head a little bit less, and then eventually you'll find yourself in the middle. And then have your hands on your knees. If you'd like to, you can cross your legs opposite and then start to lean forward. Open your chest forward, even pull against your knees. And then rock back, tuck your tailbone, round your back, bring your chin towards your chest, and move with your breath. Inhale, moving your chest forward. Exhale, rocking back. And do that a couple more times too. Imagine from your pubic bone to your chin is lengthening on your inhale, and the tailbone to the back of your head is lengthening on your exhale. Move forward, inhale, and move back, exhale. And then we'll come into the middle. Notice how you feel. You can close your eyes and ask yourself in your mind, how do I feel? And then we're going to move our bodies in circle, kind of putting everything together. Lean forward and over to the left and around and over to the right. And take your biggest circles that you can. Think about this movement starting in the tailbone and spiraling out. Even your head is involved. Moving the weight around. Breathing in as you lean forward and breathing out through your nose as you lean back, and move in the opposite direction. Move around. You can use your hands to keep you from falling back. You can also pull against your knees to bring yourself forward, but focus on one thing at a time. Maybe the breath. Do one more circle. And then we will come back into the middle. Close your eyes for a moment and check in. Feel anything you notice at all? Maybe nothing. Maybe you feel your shoulders drop a little bit. Another breath. You can either cross your legs opposite, or if it's comfortable, you can sit onto your heels. You can just have your tops of the feet on the floor. And if that's not comfortable, bring in support. We don't want to be distracted by the body, so you can be sitting on a pillow or a blanket, or you can maintain your seat cross-legged. We're going to extend the arms out to the sides and drop the arms, shoulders down without dropping your arms down. So Drop the shoulders, but keep your hands at shoulder height. And we're going to turn the palms open and even bring the pinky up a little bit more than the thumb. And imagine from your sternum out to your fingertips, extension. So from the very center of your chest, through your arms out to your fingers. And then bring your right ear down towards your right shoulder. Not bringing the shoulder up, but from the center of your chest, imagine extending even more out through the left arm and out through your left fingertips. Relax your mouth. Feel free to stay static here, or you can floss your head. You can kind of look down towards your shoulder. You can look up towards the ceiling. You can open and close the mouth. Whatever feels best. Lengthen from your left ear to your left fingertips. Slowly bring your head up into the center and over to the left. Left ear towards your left shoulder. From the center of your chest out through your right pec, your right shoulder, all the way to your right fingertips, extending. Keeping your left shoulder down. Feel free to move your head, maybe looking down towards the armpit or up towards the ceiling, or opening and closing your mouth. And then bring your head up into the center. And we're going to, you can release your hands entirely if you need to for a moment. We're going to turn the hands down and the thumbs down and the pinkies up and do the same thing. Bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. Drop your right shoulder down. You can floss your head if you like. You can open and close the mouth. Kind of some free space here for you to explore. And then bring your head up into the middle and over to the left. Left shoulder down, left ear towards the shoulder, and extend more intensely out through the right arm and fingertips, and move your head if you like. And then slowly bring your head up to the center and release the arms. Give your shoulders a couple shoulder rolls back. Nice. And then we're going to come into toe pose. So we were just on the tops of our feet. We're going to bring the toes under. And if this is uncomfortable to sit onto the heels, we have another option that is kind of like a child's pose, extending your arms forward, but still giving the toes and the bottoms of the feet a nice big stretch. So either be in more of a child's pose with your arms extended forward, or be aligned. Your head over your shoulders, over your hips, over the toes. If you're sitting onto your heels, open your hands. Breathe those breathy breaths, the audible breaths in and out through your nose. Try to keep your mind on your breath. Notice the whole length of your inhale and the whole length of your exhale. And some days you'll find that easier to do than others. So just being where you are today. And then we're going to release. If your hands are forward, walk them back. If you were sitting onto your heels, release your toes and lift your knees. So stretch out the tops of your feet and your shins. Bring your knees back down. Reach your right arm up and move your wrist in any free movement here. And then we're going to thread the needle. Bring your right shoulder towards the floor. Dropping your head. Breathing into your upper back. And then reach your right arm up. Look down and step your right foot forward and bend your right knee. You can move your left knee back, as I did. We're going to stay kind of like in a twist here. Left hand down and right arm up. Bring your right hand behind your head. And then try to bring your right elbow towards the floor. And do that 2 more times. Inhale, open your chest, and exhale, bring your right elbow towards the floor. And inhale, open, pressing into the left hand. Exhale, right elbow down. And then open up, reach your right arm up, bring your hands down. The toes and fingers in line, and lift your back knee. And make any kind of movement here, any kind of circular movement that you'd like to. Today we're kind of like focusing on circles in the practice and kind of churning up stagnant energy. So these don't have to look pretty, these circles, just kind of noticing how does this feel in my foot and ankle and knee and all the joints. And then bring your left knee down, slowly lift your right leg back and up. Exhale, bring your knee towards your nose, stretch the right leg back, and bring the right knee down. And then lift your left arm up. And exhale, move your wrists around. Free movement. And then thread the needle. Bring your left shoulder towards the floor, your left side of your head towards the floor. Breathe in and out, not stopping the breath. And then slowly lift your left arm back up. Look down towards the floor. Step your left foot forward. Maybe move your right knee back for a deeper stretch in your hips. So we're leaning into the right hand and opening the chest towards the left. Bring your left hand behind your head. Exhale, bring your elbow towards the floor. And do that 2 more times. Inhale, move with your breath. Exhale, feel like you're softening into the movements. Lift your left arm back up, and then bring your left hand down. Lift your right knee. Again, move yourself circular movements in both directions. Notice if this side feels distinct. This side is noisier than the other side for me. Bring your right knee back down. Lift your left leg. Inhale. Exhale, bring your knee towards your nose. Inhale, stretch the leg. And exhale, bring your knee back down. So move your knees back. You can be in plank pose or you can keep your knees down, but we want the knees back and keep the shoulders over your wrists and look slightly forward. Exhale, lower down to the floor. Inhale, lift yourself into a gentle cobra, and exhale, push your hips towards your heels. We're not moving our hands or our knees here. Inhale, bring your shoulders back forward without collapsing the low back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, push your hips towards your heels. And do that 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Listen to your breath. Flow with your breath. Let your breath guide the movements. And then bring your shoulders over your wrists and lift your knees into plank pose. And then lift your hips and we'll come into downward facing dog. Adjusting your body, maybe having your feet wider or closer as you need today. Looking at your hands, your pointer fingers are parallel to each other. Imagine pushing your mat down and forward. Lift up into the armpits. Lengthen your spine. Breathe through your nose. Inhale. Exhale. Come into plank pose. Lower to the floor. You can lower your knees first if you wish, or lower from the plank. Bring your hands outside your mat. Tops of the feet on the floor, fingertips on the floor, elbows over your wrists. Lift your chest and slowly lower your right shoulder in towards the center of your mat and look to the left. And inhale, lift up, and exhale, lower your left shoulder towards the center of your mat, looking to the right. Do that 1 more time on each side. Not judging how the posture looks, but just allowing yourself to kind of move circularly. Bring your forehead down, interlace your fingers behind the small of your back, stretch your arms, imagining your knuckles want to reach your heels. You can stay with everything down. You can lift your head, you can lift your head and your legs. Breathe into the floor, listen to your breath. Slowly lower down. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Move your shoulders away from your ears. Lift your chest. And then come into downward facing dog again. Walk your hands to your feet. Walk your hands to the back of your mat and move your feet wider apart. Turn your toes out. As you drop your hips, if your heels come off the floor, that's fine. Maybe not lowering as deeply, or just being on the toes. You can have your feet a little closer in towards each other to help to find your balance. But you can also rock around in the posture. Or you can stay in the middle. Take one more breath. We'll come all the way up to standing. I'm going to disappear for a moment. Straightening the legs. Move your feet to face forward. They can still be a little bit wider than your hips. Take your hands onto your hips and start to move your hips around in a circle. Again, not really focusing on like the alignment, the asana, the postures, just allowing for yourself to feel into this like circular motion, the movement in the feet. If you haven't changed directions, please do so. And then bring your feet underneath your hips and your hands to your heart and take a pause here, breathing into your nose, into your lungs. Noticing the sound of your inhale and the sound of your exhale. Because we've been moving like our bodies around in circles, you might feel that kind of swirly momentum here as well. Lift your arms up and breathe in, and exhale, fold forward. Bring your hands to the floor by bending the knees, and then walk yourself into plank pose. Lower down, lowering your knees first if you wish. Move your shoulders away from your ears, come into cobra, and then downward facing dog. And then we're going to come onto our back. So you can lower onto your knees and move your feet forward. You can walk your feet to the front of your mat and lie down, hugging your knees back into your chest. Noticing if you feel anything distinct from the beginning of the practice. Start to lower your knees over to the right. Take your right hand onto your left thigh, grounding the legs, and take a couple circles in your left shoulder. Nice big circles. And on this last one, leave your arm over to the left. And you can be looking entirely to the right. You can be looking towards the ceiling. You can also be looking to the left. There's not one correct way to do this spinal twist. Today, twisting our bodies and moving circularly might open up a little bit more space in the joints in the spine. Again, noticing where you are today. Not comparing this practice to yesterday's or last week's or last year's. Simply allowing for yourself to be in your body today and be in your practice today. And anchoring yourself into your practice by breathing and being aware of your breath. If you're looking to the left, bring your head to neutral, and then bring your legs to neutral. Bring your feet onto the floor for a moment, lift and lower your hips, and then bring your knees back into your chest. We'll bring the legs over to the left. Lower your knees down to the left hand on your right thigh, a couple gentle circles in your right shoulder. And on this last one, relax your right arm over to the right. Using your left hand to help ground the legs and let your right ribs, your right chest, your right shoulder and arm relax over to the right. Again, maybe it's more comfortable to look entirely to the left or your head towards the ceiling or looking towards your right fingers. Try to not cut off your breath. It's easy to do that when we twist. So breathe in and out through your nose. Relax where you can. Hear your breath. Not rushing through the inhale to get to the exhale, nor rushing through the exhale to get to the inhale. Let it be just as it is. Slowly come back into the center and bring your feet onto the floor. Lift and lower your hips to align your spine. Extend your legs. We'll return to the posture that we did in the beginning of the practice, a restful posture here. And feel free to set your own timer for 5 minutes to rest. We won't stay a super long time in this posture in the video. But you can determine whether your body needs more or less rest here at the end of the practice. Resting the whole body into the floor. Feel complete in your practice. Take one more breath in and out. Bring your legs closer together and your arms over your head and give the whole body a stretch. Come to seated however you like. You can roll onto one side. You can bring your knees in and rock yourself upright unless you're staying in Shavasana. Come to seated. Hands on the legs, move them back a little bit to broaden across your chest, relax the shoulders, all the muscles in your face. Notice your body here, at the end of your practice, with a little bit more presence. Bring your palms together at the center of your chest and honor yourself for your time. Time is so valuable, so honor your time for being here in the practice with yourself. And thank you so much. Namaste.